Welcome to you Virgos for this month of June 2012. What an exciting month this is going to be for Virgos, for you Virgos, because you have been working so hard. And you don't mind that, do you? I don't think so. First of all, if you do speak French and you're not understanding very well what I'm saying, there are French horoscopes too. And if you speak Dutch or Flemish, also Dutch or Flemish horoscopes. But this is in English and this is for Virgo, for you. What's happening with you? First of all, I'm going to explain something in the next video which is very general for every sign. Okay. For all signs, this little explanation is applicable. So this is applicable for all signs. And Pluto and Uranus, it is very obvious that Pluto and Uranus in a square is actually accentuating the fact that we have to change, and we have to change into stronger people. That's basically it. That's what Pluto-Uranus is all about. We have to transcend all the different roles that we play that are false and that are not powerful. I'm talking about roles, and I'm going to explain 3 roles that are really not the roles that we want to play because they make us unhappy. That's one thing, and everybody wants to be happy. I certainly do. And it is also a possibility to get out of a bad situation and to become stronger. So this model was based on the environment of court and judges and so on, in this world, where there is a judge, where there is a victim, where there is a solicitor, and so on. So 3 roles that we don't want to play. The weakest role of the 3 is a victim. And I think we all play roles in our lives, or we have been playing roles in our lives, where we are the victim. And if we are a victim, it's the weakest roles of all 3. Why? Because we let other situations, other people walk all over us. And that's because we don't want to take responsibility. Or maybe we want to, but we feel that we can't. And why can't we? Because we feel not good enough about ourselves. We feel a bit less. That's basically it. Now the other role, you could say, is a bit the opposite role. It's the role of the savior. That's not a powerful position either. Why? Because you feel better than someone else. It's also an equality. You feel better than someone else, and you overtake their power. You take responsibility of that other person. It could mean in a personal relationship, but it could also be a situation at work. Maybe a colleague who's taking all responsibility. Oh, I will do it for you, and that person, that savior, really thinks that he's doing or she's doing the right thing. But actually, it is not a powerful situation. It is taking other people's power. And it's not a healthy situation. How to get out of this? How to get out of a victim's role is to take responsibility. And in that case, you need Mars. You need to have a transit. If you use the astrology, you can look at when is my Mars, or when is Mars going to aspect another personal planet, or is going to give me some strength, because you're going to need it. It's going to give me some courage to get out of this situation. And then you can become a stronger person. For the savior, it is a good moment when they realize that instead of giving the fish to other people all the time, they learn to other people how to fish. And that's a huge difference. That's not saying you've got to do this and that. That's just suggesting how to do it. And that is a totally different point of view. That is transcending taking over power. You're not going to take any other people's power into your hands when you are trying to help them. You're not going to do what they have to do. They have to take their responsibility, but you're going to help them. You're going to suggest maybe you can do this and that, but you're not going to do it. That's a huge difference. And then there's equality. Then the last position, the last role, we don't want to play. It's the strongest role of the three roles. I mean, power, when it comes to power, it's the role of the judge, which is on top of it. You know, we can play them in different situations, you know, with the finger, judging everything. You shouldn't do this, and you shouldn't do that, or this situation, But of course, that's also not a healthy position. That means that you're not in balance. That means that you feel better than other people, or better than other situations. Now, how to get out of this role is the easiest one. It's just the awareness of the fact that you can open the eyes of other people without influencing them. Because you're influencing other people if you're saying you should do this and you should do that. You are opposing your own power and your own value system towards other people. So you take yourself as a standard. I certainly play those roles a lot of times, and I still have to be very aware of it, not to do it. So we all play different roles, and but there's a way to get out. And just the last thing about this judge role is that the importance of words, so to transcend this role of judge, is really to really mind your words, and to be a kind of a messenger to other people, to make them think, to just give them, I don't know where my glasses are, but just to give them a frame of the glasses, so people can, other people other situations, other things can fill it in themselves, but you kind of give them a frame to think about it. And then there is equality. You know, this is all about Pluto-Uranus, liberté, égalité, fraternité. And especially égalité, it is not about, you know, like Mao Zedong dressed up in all the same suits, but it is equality when it comes to power. It is very much about that. And Neptune can help us with this, because Neptune is going in Pisces. Maybe at first we're going to think, ooh, this is making situations rather vague, and we don't know where we're up to, so there's chaos probably. But it is needed to get out of the situation and to see the clarity afterwards. That's my opinion. Now, how is this applicable for Virgos for the month of June? Well, you have been working so hard with Mars in your own sign. Now it's the last month that Mars is going to be in that sign. And you have been doing a lot of stuff of profiling yourself. You know, Mars in the first house is how you're going to profile yourself. And you have been thinking and working on it because you want to do it right, like most Virgos want to do it right. And now is the time, this month, because there's a lunar eclipse on the 4th of... is it the 4th of June? Yes, it is the 4th of June. And this lunar eclipse is on the axis of the 4th and the 10th. So there's a lot of activity in the 10th house. So that's almost saying, now it is time to shine at your work, or you know, the things that you want to come up with. And especially with this Pluto-Uranus that is in your 5th and 8th house, 5th house of creativity, 8th house of transformation, it has to do with that too. Normally Virgos are quite shy, and maybe but Pluto is there in the 5th house, you can't be shy. You can't be. You want to be expressive, and you want to use your power, your identity, your creativity to express what you've got to say. And maybe because of that Mars in your 1st house, maybe there is this tendency, because Neptune is in the opposite house, Neptune, the planet of making things a bit vague and chaotic. Maybe you Virgos are going to get a bit insecure about this, but don't. Just trust. Try to trust, even when Neptune opposes your ascendant. Especially when you have, now I'm speaking to the Virgos who have between 0 and 5 degrees of Virgo ascendant. They are very much sensing the Neptune opposition in the 7th house, so other people who are really very difficult to pin down. And Virgos really like to know where they stand, but it's going to be difficult. But that's just to learn you how to trust. So that's the key word. Learn how to trust this month. Do what you've got to do when it concerns your work, when it concerns your creativity. Just do it. You've got Mars in your first house still, and it's going. It's gaining its speed now, and you've got Mercury also quite speeding up. And oh, by the way, if you want me to look at your chart, in particular for Pluto Uranus, I have a special offer. It's €13. I think it's almost $50, $60, $16, something like that. And I'm going to watch specifically in your chart this Pluto Uranus transit on one of your personal planets. So it's all. So have a good month.